the money confused you. I thought this was the perfect day to tell you why that has happened to us. But it's also a Wilhelm message that I received more than 5 years ago. But today, as we're watching the world and the markets and everything changing and all the money that's been moving around and we're wondering what's happened, well, Wilhelm has told us we're moving through an evolutionary change and money was going to be a really important part of it. But it's also another aspect of the channeling session that I'm holding this Saturday on the full moon. So I would love for you to come to that or at least register. We're going to have the replay for everyone because this will be a really powerful one because it is about you becoming your authentic self. And when you become your authentic self, money is no longer a problem because that's energy. Everything in our world is energy. But it changes over time, over civilizations, and we happen to be in a time of great change now. But it wasn't accidental, as I've said about everything, because Wilhelm has told us and given us information. But it comes through in such subtle ways that we don't always understand it. I never understand it right away. I have to go back and study it and then figure it out, and then it starts to make sense. Same thing happens for you. None of us learn anything any other way than developing our consciousness to accept some new concept that we didn't know before, didn't understand. And that's what I've been doing my entire life, which is why when I say to people, I know you can achieve greatness because I was given all the work and I lived that life. And you'll hear a lot more of that if you come to the channeling session on Saturday. Most of this, many people will not believe, and I didn't believe it either until my entire life was healed. And I knew what we would be seeing in our world, and so did Wilhelm, and they tried to tell us. But see, what happens is we have generational beliefs that sometimes it's really difficult to get over. And that's what happened for me, because I could never charge enough money for what I was worth. And that's a belief that I had to get over. Uh, and it was challenging because I was doing something that most people couldn't understand because I didn't understand it because it hadn't been done. Receiving information that was guiding us through this time in our lives and in the world. And that's exactly what's happened. And you'll hear more about it on Saturday. So I do hope that you will show up or at least register. And if you show up in person, you can ask questions as well. And you will see that when I'm in that state, Wilhelm can answer any question you have. But let me show you this message because I was just watching this today and I just had something on talking about the stock market, and Wilhelm said, just go back and look at the message we gave you. And this will tell you a whole lot. And it's always uncomfortable for me when I go back because see, I have written evidence of what I was told and didn't understand. We all do. But this is it. And it came through on let's see. Yeah, February 21st of 2020. The money confused you. This message is intended mainly for Roger, but because you are all connected, some of you let me move this out of some of you will follow along and gain valuable awareness. This morning, we told Roger to go to our words, dutifully preserved on his website, and search for the word rich. As we have said, there are no accidents, and when you read all the messages attached in the thread, the intention will be unmistakable. Yesterday, Roger earned no money from the clients he saw, and yet he had the richest day of his life. We want him to recount each one. The first client was an 18-year-old boy with an awareness far beyond his years, which Roger noted. And in that instant, this young man felt validated. The second was a client in Romania who marveled at how Roger created a vocal technique she felt saved her life and that of her clients. Roger also didn't understand how he uncovered the seeming miracle. The next was a young man who had given up on his dreams years ago and found his potential reignited through Roger's work. Then a young lady became frustrated with her progress and doubted she was heading in the right direction in her life. She changed her mind by the end of the session. The last one was the best. A young woman called the other day seeking help and confirmation of who she was, as she thought maybe it was because she was adopted. What Roger saw yesterday was a raw talent that only needed confirmation. The point of this message is many of you measure your worth and value by the amount of money you have. Now you know why you were confused. And if you go to the website and if you put in the word, uh, search for the word rich, you'll see exactly what's there. And you will read each message and they're connected, and you won't be able to explain how that happened, but it will tell you something about yourself and where your particular issue with money, and we'll call it that because everyone has one in a different way. And there's not accidental in our society now where money has taken over. It's because we're alive now to become more abundant, and that happens when we have ownership of our authentic selves. And that's what this channeling session is going to be. So I hope you do attend because it is time for you to become abundant. And many of you will know what that means because you've experienced it and you've seen what's happening in your life and in the world. And all you have to do is start to appreciate who you have become and what you've done, and the abundance starts to come through. You will know more on Saturday. See you soon.